and welcome to today's lesson. Today's lesson is all about number with Mrs. Rule. Today we're going to be comparing quantities and we're going to be making small collections equal. Let's tune in. Let's think, remember and connect. What do we already know about numbers? Numbers represent the amount within a collection. We have learnt how to use numbers to represent adding and taking away using the symbol plus and minus. What are we learning to do today? Today we are learning to compare quantities to find out if they are equal. Equal means the same. Why? This is because we can state whether objects are equal or even. We use this understanding when completing sums. What am I looking for today? I'm looking for you to make equal equations. Let's get ready to warm up. Today in our warm up, we're going to play a little game called Which Number is Bigger? I'm going to be placing two numbers on the board and I'm going to ask you to state which number is bigger or larger out of those two numbers. Our first number is the number 8. Which number is larger? It's the number 9. Which number is larger? Is it the number 12 or the number 9? That's right, the number 12 is larger. It has 1 10 and 2 ones. Which number is larger? Is 7 the larger number or is 15 the larger number? Well done, 15 is larger. It has 1 10 and 5 ones. Ooh, we're a little bit tricky this time. There are 10s and there are 1s in both of these numbers. Which number is larger? 18 has 1 10 and 8 ones. 20 has 2 10s and 0 ones. Which number is larger? Well done, it is number 20. Awesome job. Which number is larger? I can see both of these numbers have 9s in the tens house. They're in the 90s. One is 93 and the other is 90. Which one is larger? 93. It has a 3 in the ones house and 90 only had 0. 93 is larger. Well done. Now we're going to be having a look at comparing quantities. We can compare quantities using a few different words like more, less, the same, equal, not equal, it's a smaller number, and a larger number. Today we're going to be using this vocabulary and we're going to be using equal or not equal in our lesson. I'm now going to have a look at sharing some collections into two groups. Here I have some bears. In my first group, I'm going to be placing this many bears. And in my second group, I'm going to be placing this many bears. I want you to have a look at these two groups and think, are these two groups the same? Are they equal? Just by looking at these two groups, I can see that they are unequal. In my first group, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bears. In my second group, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bears. These two groups are unequal or uneven. I wonder if I'm going to be able to make these groups equal. Remember, in my first group I had 5 bears and in my second group I had 7 bears. Let's see what happens if we move one of our bears from our second group over to our first group. I know we've been practicing counting in twos this week, so I'm going to be counting these in two now. 2, 4, 6. There are 6 bears in my first group, and in my second group I have 2, 4, 6. Are these groups equal now or even? Yes, they are. We have 6 in the first group and 6 in the second group. We call these groups equal. Let's have a read of a story now. This story is called Level Neville. In this story we have 2 characters and it looks like they're going to be playing on a seesaw. One beautiful sunny day, as butterflies danced over the field, Neville and Pip decided to play on the seesaw. What can you see that is happening with Neville and Pip on the seesaw? They moved up and down on the seesaw until it was perfectly balanced. "We're level, Neville," said Pip. "There's one wombat on each side. I really like this balancing ride." And we can see Neville's there. We can see that Pip is there saying, "We're level, Neville." Andy wanted to join in the fun, so he hopped on in front of Neville. What do you think's going to happen when Andy hops on the same side as Neville? There was one on each side, and now Andy's going to join in front of Neville. "Ah, we're moving," cried Pip, and she made a frown as one wombat went up and 2 wombats went down. I wonder why they're uneven. I see. There's 2 wombats and 2 wombats is heavier than 1, so they are uneven on the seesaw. While Neville and Pip tried to work out what happened, Lucy hopped on in front of Pip. Again, the seesaw was perfectly balanced. "Again we're level, Neville," said Pip. "There are 2 wombats on each side. I really like this balancing ride. Oh, look, the seesaw is equal again. There are 2 wombats on each side." James wanted to join in the fun. He climbed up in front of Andy. I wonder what's going to happen. What do you think happened when James climbed on in front of Andy? I can see there are 2 wombats on each side. But if James hops on, that means there's going to be 3 on one side and 2 on the other. "Ah, we're moving," cried Pip, and she made a frown as 2 wombats went up and 3 wombats went down. Then Maddie climbed up and sat in front of Lucy. What do you think happened? "Wobbly wombats, I've worked it out," shouted Pip. When both sides of the seesaw have the same number of wombats, the seesaw is balanced. Oh, look, it's level or it's equal on each side. "I see," replied Neville. "So when the number on each side is the same, we can play the balance game." And have a look at the smiley faces there. If it's not the same, it's unlevel. If it is the same, it's level or balanced or equal. Another way we can measure if something is equal or unequal is using some measuring scales. Here I have 2 scales and you can tell that the scales are equal or they're even in my bowls. Now I'm going to be placing some bears in each of these scales, and we're going to see if it stays nice and straight, if it stays equal, or if it's going to be unequal. In my first bowl, I'm going to be placing 2 bears. Now I can see that my bowls are unequal. This bowl has 2 and this bowl has none. It's not even. It's not equal. What happens when I put 1 bear into the other side? Is it equal now? Is 2 and 1 the same? Are they equal? No, they're not equal, so I'm going to place another bear. Ooh, I've got 2 bears in one side and 2 bears in the other side. They are equal. Now let's have a look at our activities for today. Today we're going to be looking at number facts and making them equal. We need to make the dominoes equal in each of these sums. In the first sum we have 2 and 4. 2 plus 4 makes the number 6. We need to make the second side the same or equal as the first side. So we have 2 plus 4 equals 6, or we can write 6 as 3 plus 3. We need to fill in the number 3. On the second side, you need to fill in the sums as well as the dots. It gets a little bit trickier. On the second page, you need to complete your own sums. So fill in the 2 amounts of dominoes, the 2 numbers of dominoes, on each side of the equation to make it equal. In number 3, you need to look at the sum. 7 plus 3. Oh, that's a rainbow fact. I know 7 plus 3 equals 10. Oh, what's the rainbow fact that goes with number 2? Oh, that's right. 2 plus 8 equals 10. You need to finish off all of the sums in part 3. Down the bottom there is a challenge. Are you up for the challenge? In the challenge it uses numbers that have 10s and 1s. See if you can fill in the missing spots in this challenge. Let's think. Let's reflect and review about what we learnt today. What did you learn today? Today we learnt that we can make sums balanced using a balanced equation. Just like in the seesaw, we can make sure our sums equal the same on each side of the equals symbol. How do you know if you were successful today? Were you able to finish off all of the domino sums? If you were, well done. If you were having a little bit of trouble, make sure you Class Dojo message your teacher to ask for a little bit more help. Why was this learning goal important? Oh, learning the symbol equals is so important in all areas of maths. We use the equal sign when we're doing loads of equations. So it's very important we know what equal means. Oh, the very most important thing of the day. Don't forget to send your work to your teacher on Class Dojo so they can see all the fabulous work that you're doing this week. We cannot wait to see all of your fabulous math work. Keep up the good work, Year 1s. See you all soon.